I'm Janie Sparks. This is my reflection for Module 2 for SPED 507. I'm starting off with the most poignant quote that I found from this week's module, and that came from one of the last videos where they were talking about personalized instruction and understanding its value. In that video, they used the term one-size-fits-all education. The reason why that resonated with me is because that's how I've been feeling in my practicum site a lot. Not necessarily through anyone's fault, but there is sort of this issue with the lessons that we've been making that it is ineffectively differentiated in a way that I feel like fits that parameter. The next thing I'll do is talk about the big idea that I took away from this week's module, and that would be that blended learning's main goal and main benefit is to differentiate for students more effectively. The ways that they do so are actually really well exemplified, I think, by Katie Gimbar's classroom when she talks about how she separates her students differently and uses her class time differently when she flipped her classroom versus when she was doing it the other way around. Flipping her classroom allowed her to address the needs of struggling and achieving students at the same level of attentiveness as the middle of the pack. And before she flipped her classroom, she was focusing so much on the middle of the pack. The first video that was after your lecture talked about how self-pacing and individual work can be really beneficial. And I think that was something that I just didn't realize about blended education that I found really fascinating. A couple other things that I learned were that apparently 50% of us are going to be teaching online in some capacity by next year, which makes all of this infinitely more relevant. And I thought it was really interesting to think of us as teachers who are entering this workforce in what is referred to as a disrupted age. But I don't think that that's at all an inaccurate assessment, and I think it gave me a more holistic view of what the education system is going to look like when we first are there.